It is a complete manual swap. This one just feels absolutely perfect. I hope that translates well on camera. There really are no compromises with this swap. Whether it's your daily driver, your weekend bruiser, it does it all. Hey everyone, and welcome back to DC MotorWerks. My name is Cameron. If it's your first time with us on the channel, thank you for tuning in. But we are back today with the manual swap CLK55. I know in the last video we left off, things were kind of apart and we were waiting on a new flywheel. But that came in, and sorry we didn't get that on video, but we wanted to get this back together. And there's still a little bit left to do, but it is more or less done. There's a little bit of coding I have to do to make everything 100%. But if you come on in and have a look, it is a complete manual swap. You can see it looks great there with the crossfire shift knob. And I am waiting on the proper sport pads for the pedals. I've got one of them, but I'm still waiting on one more. And like I said, we have a little bit more coating left to do. But we also had the wheels refinished with some fresh lug bolts and center caps. So I've driven it a little bit, just kind of a cheat sheet there. So they are a little dirty already, but you know, as it is with European cars. But it looks great. I mean, it's hard to believe this car has 200,000 miles on it. But with that said, let's do the best part. We'll jump in and we'll go for a ride in a manual CLK55. So here we are. We are driving a manual transmission V8 AMG. And of course, one of the best body styles, a pillarless coupe. You can see just how nice this swap looks, especially with the silver crossfire knob. I didn't really like the knobs that came with a lot of these manuals back in these days. They did just have a plain silver one, but it was more of a matte finish. So this kind of more polished crossfire one, I think, just looks everything you want. And you got a great height, you know, right here at your arm's length. You know, it's not too truck and up and too high. A lot of the factory C-Class ones are a couple inches higher. And I think this one just feels absolutely perfect. You see it fits in the factory location, no cutting or anything required. Same thing on the cluster. I say I got a little bit more coating to do, which is why the check engine light's on. But you can see at the odometer there, we have coded it to manual, so it no longer shows gear position. And everything is working happily as far as that goes. And of course, they are factory pedals. Like I said, I'm waiting on the correct pads for them. Like I said, it is all just a completely factory swap. No cutting, no anything like that. We did have to run a couple wires for the reverse light and the clutch switch on the pedal box. But they plug right into the factory SAM, or signal acquisition module. So everything works just as factory. And this one, with the single mass lightweight flywheel, feels so good. And see how easy it revs. And on these 5.4 NA motors, they have almost a 6,500 RPM red line, so you get lots of RPM to play with. And specifically, the gearing in this is just perfect, because these have a taller or shorter, you know, everyone kind of interchanges them a little bit, rear end ratio compared to the big cars like the E-Class and the S-Class. So with the gear ratios of the manual, you have super close gearing and you're just banging through gears. And you can see there with the lightweight flywheel, you can rev match downshift very smoothly and nicely. And the shifter feel is actually really good. I know we've talked about in other videos, kind of the rubbery feel of Mercedes manuals because of the cable type shifting they use on the manual transmissions. But this one feels really good and has a nice positive click into gear. You do retain your factory reverse lockout, which is pull up for reverse. And of course the gear pattern matches because it is a shift knob out of a matching car. Here, and this client really just has done a great job with this car, with this nice flat bottom steering wheel and all the other upgrades as well. Just really, I mean, it's 195,000 miles almost and looks nearly new. See, pretty much no throttle needed on takeoff. The clutch feels great. You know, it's not too light. You can actually feel what it's doing. The grab point is nice and low. It's probably 1.5 inches off the floor. So I always like kind of a lower grab point clutch, and then you can modulate it very nicely. Just popping through gears. Be great for autocross or just a tight mountain road where you don't need big long gears. It still has a pretty decent overdrive. I mean, you're doing about 2,500 RPM at 60 and 6, so you do kind of sacrifice a little bit of that low RPM, high-speed cruising. But with the small chassis like this, it is the perfect character for this car. See just how smooth each gear is. I hope that translates well on camera. Nice, smooth rev match downshifts with that super lightweight flywheel. Really makes you wonder why they didn't do this in period. Because I actually had a conversation with a couple people recently about this that have driven this and the other one. And really, if they had offered this as a factory option, you know, it may not have sold well when it was new, but kind of like a lot of the manual sports cars of the time period, especially European ones, have gained in notoriety as they've gotten older. We think this one would have been up there with your E39 M5 and some of your big RS Audis, or you know, just some of the S models even that had factory manual. And one of the best things about, like I was talking with people, is compared to your S and RS Audis of the time period or the BMWs, these don't break. It's the M113 drivetrain, and even with this manual, they put it behind the big power supercharged engine, and it still holds up. So you get the best of both worlds, is mid-2000s Mercedes V8 reliability, and especially in the CLK chassis, no air suspension, no hydraulic suspension, no electronic brakes, none of the acronyms we talk about in our other videos. It is just a simple, kind of old school sports car. And you can get a convertible. So if you're into that, you can do the convertible. And you can also do anything in this generation of car, the 209s, or even if you go back older to the 208. But you could do a 350, you can do a 550, which actually has a little more power than the 55s do. These are 362, and those are 382 horse with a little bit more torque as well. And you can even go big up to the 63 motors with the 500 horsepower M156 and just have a car like no other. And look at that. And this is what we call usable power. That you know, I'm going through some gears there, and I'm not quite going to jail for how fast we're going. Whereas some of those big long leg cars like the E's and S, you go through second gear and you're doing 100 miles an hour just about. And this one is not that. You know, 362 horsepower, it's nothing to scoff at. It's a good usable power that you can run it hard and really enjoy it without hurting yourself or taking a trip to hanging out behind some bars and going to jail. We don't want that. So this is best of everything, and it'll still do. I know it probably doesn't show right now, but that we've been enjoying ourselves with it. But it can still do mid 20 miles to the gallon. And you can see here in 6, we're cruising. It's about 2250 RPM, so a little less than I thought. You can just cruise along, and then you don't even have to downshift. You have enough torque down low to just accelerate, and if you need to pass someone, you can just drop a couple gears and pass them like they're standing still. There really are no compromises with this swap. Everything's totally reversible. Like I said, you don't cut anything. You know, you just kind of move some things around as far as the wiring. You do the coating, which can just change right back. Everything else is bolt in. So if you decide to sell your car, or whatever happens in the future with values of these cars, you can always just put it right back. You know, your speed readouts are the same. You know, it doesn't have to change anything there. Your cruise control works. Your stability control works, traction control. So everything is just as it meant to be. I'll stop talking for a second and y'all can just watch some shifter action and listen to that nice V8. Hopefully that translates in camera just how easy all of the movements are in the shifter and everything. I said, this being an 05 CLK, you get the big two-piece brakes, quad exhaust. So these really are a unicorn of a car. There you go, back into 6, cruising along. And I really love the chassis of this 209. They handle great, they're still quiet, they ride nice. You know, they give you a little bit of everything without some of the stigma of mid-2000s German unreliability. Insurance rates aren't expensive if that's something you worry about. There are tons of these cars out there also, so you get availability of used parts. New parts are still pretty well available. Some of the manual stuff is tough, just like we talked about in the first video, the hydraulic clutch line. So whether it's your daily driver, your weekend bruiser, it does it all. So there we are, one very awesome drive and one of my favorite Mercedes of the time period. And like I said, you really get everything with this. You can spend less than 25 grand to have it all sorted, done. And like I said, it has 200,000 miles on it, but you see it runs and drives perfect, does everything it's supposed to do. And like I said, if you want something reliable, German from the mid-2000s with a manual transmission, you have to build it. But like I said, I think it's the best value out of all its stable mates. And it's a 113 V8. It does everything you want it to do without braking, and in a classy, pillarless design. We love really doing projects like this at DC MotorWerks. As you've seen in my other videos, I have manual swapped my 6.9. And if you watched my video on my SL600, I am waiting on parts to get built for that one to manual swap it as well. As I said, these are some great projects for us, and they're not super expensive. You can also do them at home if you are good with your hands. It can take a little while. You might have to expect it to sit on the lift for a little while you wait on a couple parts or whichever it is. But gonna harp on it again. It is really the best overall package, and we can do it for you here at DC MotorWerks. So we appreciate you all watching. Like, subscribe, hit that bell icon to see what we have coming next, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one.